Hi there, Raman here from Expert Island, and what I've got in front of me is a Clarion amplifier. Now this is the XC2510 featuring 700 watts of maximum power output, 75 watts times 4, 300 watts times 1 continuous at 2 ohms. It also offers 50 watts times 4 at 200 watts, 1 continuous at 4 ohm, 150 watts at 2 continuous at 4 ohms bridge plus, and the list goes on and on. Check the specs online. Alright, so instruction manual, blocks of foam, warranty card. This is really what we're talking about, the brick inside this box. Now, if you're looking for clean power, you're looking for really, I got to get my wake boards working really, really well. I've got some subwoofers, I've got all kinds of crazy stuff, and I want to have a ton of power, but I want to keep it in a small package. This is what we're talking about right here. That's what this is going to do for you. Now, there's a lot of amps out there that you can buy, and there's a lot of great amps that we sell, Clarion, Sony, Pile's a huge seller. And did I say Kenwood already? I don't know. Anyways, we're going to slide this guy out of the box. One of the big features about Clarion when I'm taking it out, things you can't tell, it's got a high impact rating on it. So it's not just water resistant or waterproof. They actually went out of their way to even get the impact resistant higher than what they would have in a car. So again, because I always say boats don't have shocks. So increases the impact resistancy of the amp. Very well made. I mean, I'm going to say it's aluminum. It's really brushed really well. I mean, everything's in the details. Pretty small serial number, 00000054FZ. That's pretty small serial number. But again, this is the XC2510. Now, on one side of it, we've got, now just so we know, it's a 5-channel amp. So we haven't covered that yet. It is a 5-channel amp. So you can do a whole bunch of stuff. Just like I was reading off some of the big overall specs on it. So, I mean, use it it goes all the way down to 300 watts. That's not in English. Let's get to the English. All right, so I was saying, so you can get it all the way down to 2 ohms at 300 watts. So that's really well set up amplifier. And it's a real safe amplifier to run in those kind of modes. Now, everything, all the wires come out of it, all the tails come out of it, and that is so this way they can get this as sealed up as possible. That's what it's all about. Now, one end of it's going to be our line setups. So we've got preamps here. So we've got 4 channels. That's why they've got 2 in the gray, 2 in the black, and then we've got 2 more in the purple. And it's set up to do all the work you're going to need it to do. And then this is, we're going to have, if we don't have the availability of preamp, it also has a high gain input. So high gain input works. It's, distortion levels a little bit higher, but a lot of people, go on about it. To be honest, if you're playing it that loud and you don't have a choice, that's a good way to do it. This also, if you get stuck and you can't run RCA cables everywhere to get from the amp to the head unit, this is a really good alternative. For some folks, it's the only alternative. If you can run RCA cables, do that. It's going to be better at the end of the day. At the other end of this, look at this. There's our power. So people always ask, well, what size power cable should I get? Well, there's a perfect example. There's your power cable. Now, the reason why you have bigger power cables from here to the battery is if it's a really long run, you want less resistance. You want to get all that power. When this thing sucks up the power to run this amp, you want to be able to get it there. Now, they even break it down into 2 fuses, so this way it carries all the power it needs to run everything inside this amp. Really well said. Here's all our outputs. So all the speaker outputs are all laid out. So we've got our standard color setup, plus we've got a couple of extras going on the side. So again, the idea is to be able to have up to 4 sets of speakers, wakeboard speakers, maybe you got some big 8-inch, all kinds of different things. You're gonna be able to hook that all up to here. Now we can get into really big tech specs and all that kind of stuff, but that's all for speakers. This is like, do you need crazy power? Yes, I need crazy power. And I most importantly need a small package. So, upside the Clarion, reliability, the brand name is really, really solid. The design, the build looks really, really good. And the biggest thing for me is the size. You're going to pay a premium for the product, not a ridiculous premium, but you're going to pay a premium for the product because we want to put all that power into a small package. Someone's going to have to pay for that, right? So if you're tight for space and you're looking for a really good amplifier and you're wondering why does, you know, the 2510 cost more than some of the other Clarion amps, it's because we're going to have 4 speakers and our subwoofer all running at the same time. So if you've got a head unit that gives you that ability, this is a great way to go. With that all said, remember on the end here is where they hide all the gain controls, everything we're going to need to do, because we've got to turn things, we got to set things up. So here, just like it said, on the side it says this is our high input. That's what we're talking about. Then these are our low inputs. That's what it's telling me right here. Then we've got subwoofer, gain, low pass frequency, and gain high pass frequency. So we can set up the front channels, the rear channels. We even have a bass boost, which is awesome because you can just add a little bit extra if you're missing a little bit. But yeah, like I said, you got crossover, you got a gain control, everything else is all set up for you. So real smart design, real smart look. I think anybody who buys it's really going to enjoy having an amp like that. Anyways, so I'm Ron from Expert Island. If you need to see some details about this, just look down below. You can't go wrong with a Clarion, that's for sure. Thank you very much. If you got any comments, leave them just right down below as well. Please subscribe. You can always work with another subscriber. Nice to see you there. And that's it. We looked at the Clarion XC2510. Thank you.